Mika and the Witch's Mountain is the latest game from the developer and publisher Chibig. Released January 22nd, 2025 on Steam, as well as Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles. Mika and the Witch's Mountain joins the ever-growing collection of games that takes place in the Chibig universe, along with Summer in Mara, Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara, Dayland Pocket Planet, and Ancora Lost Days. Like previous games, it follows its own self-contained story, with little nods to the previous games. So there's no need to worry about missing anything if you're going straight into Mika and the Witch's Mountain. Like those games though, Mika and the Witch's Mountain is a cozy adventure game that follows the story of Mika, an aspiring witch who comes to the island of Mount Gon in order to be trained by the powerful witch Oligari.
Whoa.
The story revolves around Mika on a journey to become a witch. After coming to the island to be taught by Oligari, she is given a single challenge. Oligari tells Mika she needs to climb back up the mountain all on her own before pushing her off the hilltop to the island below. On the way down, Mika breaks her broom, preventing her from being able to climb back up the mountain. But luckily, she meets Allegra, a resident on the island who is able to fix her broom. But it's too damaged to be able to use to return to the top of the mountain though, requiring Mika to take on the job of a delivery service to earn some money so she can get a new broom capable of getting her back to the top of the mountain. Along the way, learning about the different citizens of Mount Gon Island and helping them with their deliveries. Each character on the island has their own story and personality that comes out as Mika helps them. There's different subplots and stories that slowly unravel around the island as you deliver more packages to people, as well as finding lost items for the different residents and visitors to the island that expand on their character. There's also an overarching plot through the game that gives details on the history of the island. Using her abilities to traverse the island, Mika is able to help the citizens and bring them closer together. The wide cast of characters and settings on the island makes everything feel lively, and the different personalities are very welcome. Every bit of the island has its own story to tell, and the people who reside there with their own mini-stories that develop over the course of the game. Stories that slowly unfold as you continue to help the residents with their deliveries. The main goal of the game is delivering packages to the different people living on the island. Starting off, you have the ability to ascend on your broom and float back down to the ground. You can also start by carrying 2 packages or items with you. As you progress through the game, your broom gets new upgrades that allow you to carry more items and traverse the island in different ways, like using airstreams to reach higher levels of the island or give you a speed boost to get around more quickly, which those upgrades come in handy in order to navigate across the island to deliver packages. When you have packages to deliver, you aren't given a direct destination. Instead, the map kind of gives you a general area for the package to be delivered. And in the case of the lost items, it's up to you to use the clues of the item itself to find who it will go to. Like finding an ornament for a fish tank. It won't tell you who it goes to or how to deliver it. It's up to you to pay attention to the townsfolk and their stories, to find who would have been the person to lose it or who would enjoy that item the most. It's probably one of my favorite aspects of the game. It doesn't feel like fetch quests of bring item from point A to point B. It relies on your own ability to think of who that item can be for, and with the wide cast of differing personalities, it's usually fairly obvious still. So as long as you're paying attention to the characters and their stories, it shouldn't be a problem finding out which items go to which people. It's kind of nice to have a game that doesn't just spoon feed you all the information you need, and instead relies on you exploring the island and getting to know it. While the island is small, that works to its benefit, as you can easily get around the island in only a couple minutes. And with the island having different parts and areas to explore, it never feels stale as you're zipping around to different areas. There's also a lot of hidden collectibles and lost items around the island to find. While exploring the island, you may come across some items that need to be returned to their owners, like an ocarina, some baby ostriches, or fish that you can catch in fish bowls to bring to an aquarium. These items can then be carried back to their owners along with any other items you have in your delivery queue. There is a limit on how many items you can carry though, so you might have to remember where something was and come back to it later if you're always maxing out your carrying capacity. Along with delivery items, you may also find different collectibles from Mika herself, like little Napopo statuettes that can be used to unlock costumes and charms for Mika to wear. There are also totems found around that Mika can use to unlock different effects for the trail of her broom. The island itself is made for you to explore, and while it's fairly small, there's a lot of stuff hidden around. There are even some puzzle missions you can take on inside the island itself. In these, you navigate through tunnels and waterways to help lost kappas. There's plenty to do across the island, and it's up to you to decide how much of it you want to delve into.
Oh. Ha ha.
Mika and the Witch's Mountain is a nice, cozy adventure game that really lets you sit back and relax. The game gives off a huge Studio Ghibli vibe with the environment, its characters, and overall story, and I absolutely loved it. It is a little bit short overall if you just rush through the story itself, but if you take the time to go through all the collectibles, challenges, and side missions, there's a lot of content in this game to enjoy. The story itself is a little bit predictable when it gets started, but it did still have a couple surprises that I wasn't expecting. The characters and their side stories, personally, were more interesting to me than the overarching plot of the game. It would have been nice if there was some voice acting in the game. The characters have some vocal expression when talking, but having them fully voiced would have been really nice. And only having those expression noises over and over did get a bit tiring by the end of the game. But flying around the island delivering packages couldn't have been any more relaxing. The controls on the broom are a little loose and you can't make super tight turns. But overall, this isn't much of a problem once you get used to it. It can be a little annoying when trying to pick up packages or items with precision, but once you have it, it's pretty smooth from there. With all of that said, I give Mika and the Witch's Mountain a 4 out of 5. I had a ton of fun with this game, and I found it very relaxing just to learn about the different residents of the island while delivering packages to them, and zooming across the island looking for hidden collectibles and lost items along the way. If you're looking for a nice relaxing game to play, I highly recommend checking it out. But hey, let us know in the comments what you thought of the game, and if you like this review and want to see more, click that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot and lets us know what kind of content you want to keep seeing. If you have suggestions for other games you think we should play, let us know as well. Until next time, this has been Brad with the Bickering Nerds.